All right, everybody, Papa Todd takes. I am Papa Todd. It's halftime of the Fever game right now when I'm playing this. They're up on the Liberty doing quite well. So I wanted to post something tonight, and I don't want to stay up late, so I'm just going to talk about it here quick, so it'll be a quick one during halftime. I've seen Stephanie White come out with her pregame comments now, and there was the exact same Cheryl Miller and Sue Bird said the same thing, and I'm starting to see they're all using the same phrase when they're coming about us fans, us Caitlin fans, us new fans, us outsiders, they talk about it. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. Hey, before I forget to say it, if you like the stuff I'm putting out, or if you're just interested in following me a little bit and giving me a chance, I'd really appreciate if you hit like button and subscribe button. Share me with anybody that you think might like my input on stuff, or my take on things anyway. Hope you're enjoying it. So anyway, they're talking about hate. Everything's hate coming out of these folks. Well, it's not hate, right? What they're getting out of people is disgust. And they're getting people that are just sick and tired of the entitlement that goes on. So they've been bitching for years, nobody would watch. And so as soon as somebody comes out with anything that is not 100% on board with the way they feel, and by they, I mean whoever this sisterhood is, right? Monica McNutt said it, the sisterhood, right? And so Caitlin's not a part of it, anything like this. So the hate is directed when you guys come out and just go into this vitriolic hate session for anybody that says they're pro something. And for the most part, they're pro you, because they're pro female sports. They're pro women's athletics, right? That's the only things that have been said to spark the outrage of you, which comes out. And so, for instance, Sophie Cunningham comes out, and she did this back in February or whatever. For now, it just comes out. I think Ben Daniels is right. I think it was her marketing department, or however that works out, decided, hey, let's release this interview. It's a good interview. It's solid. You don't say anything real controversial. You just say women in women's sports. It's an 80% popular thing, but we'll release this. It'll be positive news press coming out for you when your shoes come out later this week. So I think Ben hit it right on the head that's what that was about. And so now what's going on is Sophie, of course, gets clubbed by degenerate Carrington, who comes out and just rakes her. Carrington is the dirtiest player in the league. If she's not she's got to be in the top two, right? I mean, she's not a good human being. From everything I can see, there is nothing about her that says she's a decent human being. And then she tweets from the thing, white privilege, right? So invoking race. And so now getting this race warfare going on, which has nothing to do with any of this. But all these fans, these outsiders, and their hate is strictly people that are pro women's sports for the most part. Yeah, you get some outlier idiots that are trolls and coming in, like the guy who dropped the N-bomb on Chelsea Gray, who has nothing to do with the Indiana Fever, by the way, and the new Indiana Fever fan base. But they keep saying we're trying to hijack their league. We're not trying to hijack shit. We're just trying to maybe get you guys to shut up and play ball. And there's really only a couple people that are doing that. I haven't seen Aaliyah Boston get caught up in the bullshit. I have not seen Kelsey Mitchell get caught up in the bullshit. I have not seen Caitlin Clark get caught up in the bullshit. I haven't seen Sophie Cunningham get caught up in the bullshit at all. Haven't seen her get caught up in it. Other than the fact that they're beating up on her simply because she stated a majority opinion, a vast majority of opinions. So they go after her and everything like this. And so now they're spewing out the race card, hate, right? Bringing up the race card and calling other people racist is hateful. The worst thing you can call a white person in America is a racist. The worst thing you can tag them with. Absolutely is. It destroys careers. It destroys lives. Gets everything. And there's nothing that's been proven about any of it. And yet you keep saying it, spewing hate. And then we go on, and I had to sit there today and listened to a lecture during one of I think the ball game had already started, or maybe it was before the ball game started, where they just start talking lecture. You got to cut out the hate and all this kind of stuff that everybody's bringing into the league. It's not hate. If we're sitting there criticizing and doing our heckling like fans do in any other sport league in the world, right? What you guys wanted to be a part of, you wanted to start making real money. Well, here it is. Well, here comes fans with strong opinions on things. But I've been to, 3 Indiana Fever games now, something like that. I've never heard any hate spoken, yelled, cursed, anything like that. They boo other players and stuff like that, but that's not hate. That's fandom. That's participation in a sporting crowd. That's all that is. So stop saying that's hate. It's not hate. What you guys are doing in turn is hate. When your own player, Stephanie White, gets the shit kicked out of her on national freaking television simply because she said she was pro-biological women in women's sports. The W is Women's National Basketball Association, right? That's all she did. And then you come out and defend the player that did it. You defend the asshole on the other team who did it. And so we come down with criticism for you because you stand up for your own players. Don't sit there and say you come from a place of standing up for your players. No, you don't. You just haven't done it. You haven't stood up for Caitlin hardly at all. I think there was one time when it really got out of hand and you started getting juice, right? So now you start getting juice again, and what do? You come out and defend. No, we're kind of done with your bullshit until you actually back it up, right? So it's not hate coming from us. You guys are stirring the bullshit, and then that in turn, yeah, it does get people hating on you. And why? Because you're assholes who don't know how to keep your mouth shut and play the game that you're supposed to be playing and doing the job you're supposed to be doing. You need to follow the lead of your players. And by your players, I mean Kelsey Mitchell, I mean Aaliyah Boston, I mean Lexi Hull, I mean Caitlin Clark, your main stars, Sophie Cunningham. You don't have to go as far as Sophie Cunningham. You don't even have to stand up for what is right, by the way, when she is, right? You don't have to do that. You don't even have to I don't take a stance, right? But don't sit there and say, I don't know enough about the science to determine what a man and a woman is. My God, you've been in bed with both of them. I think you know what it's all about. Anyway, Fever better not drop this lead. I'm going to go back down. I wanted to post something tonight. Papa Todd takes. I'm Papa Todd. Keep thinking for yourselves, folks, and don't get dragged into this whole thing where getting accused of hate makes you feel like you're the one who's hateful. You're not. It's them. Talk to you later, guys.